Your legs weaken long before you realize it. For many people over 60, this silent decline steals balance, stability, and independence. And often, the first warning sign isn't stiffness or fatigue, it's a devastating fall. According to the World Health Organization, falls are the second leading cause of accidental death worldwide, with hip fractures leaving nearly half of older adults dependent on long-term care. But here's the good news. This decline is not destiny. Your legs can stay strong, steady, and reliable well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. The secret lies in how you nourish them daily. Many videos and articles give quick, shallow advice. Eat sweet potatoes for potassium, or oats for energy. While those foods aren't bad, building strong legs isn't about chasing one nutrient at a time. Muscles are far more complex. They need fuel for energy, protein for rebuilding, and vitamins and minerals to keep the entire repair system running smoothly. Even more important, what you eat affects not just your muscles, but also your brain and nervous system. Because without strong brain-to-muscle signals, strength and balance fade quickly. That's why foods that reduce inflammation and support nerve health are as important as protein. In this video, we'll reveal 10 of the most potent foods for leg strength. Simple, affordable, and proven by science to help you stay mobile and independent. So let's begin with the foundation. Why muscle loss happens in the first place. Most people believe muscle loss after 60 is a part of aging. But the truth is more eye-opening. Yes, age plays a role, but it's far from the only factor. What really drives muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, is a mix of inactivity, poor nutrition, and chronic inflammation. And the best part? Each of these can be slowed or even reversed. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that after age 60, adults lose about 102% of muscle mass every year if they don't take action. That might sound small, but over a decade, it's like giving up 10 to 20% of your strength. Imagine easily carrying groceries today, then struggling with the same bag 10 years later. That's how quickly muscle decline sneaks up. Think of your muscles like a savings account. You constantly make deposits through movement and good food when you're young and active. But if you stop exercising and eat poorly, you keep making withdrawals. Over time, the account runs low. Before you know it, you're in deficit, weaker, slower, and at higher risk for falls. The second hidden enemy is inflammation. Low-grade inflammation damages both muscle fibers and the nerves that control them. That's why foods that calm inflammation, like fatty fish, berries, and leafy greens, are just as important as protein. And finally, let's not forget inactivity. If muscles aren't challenged, the body doesn't bother repairing them. Exercise provides the signal, but food provides the raw material. Without both, recovery stalls. So the real reason muscles shrink isn't just age, it's neglect. The good news is, the solution is in your hands and on your plate. If you want to rebuild strong legs, you need more than calories. Muscles aren't powered by one superfood or a single nutrient. They rely on 3 essential building blocks: fuel, building materials, and catalysts. Fuel is what keeps the repair engines running. This comes mainly from healthy fats and moderate amounts of whole food carbohydrates for older adults. Think olive oil, avocado, nuts, or a few beans. These provide steady energy without spiking blood sugar. Building materials are the proteins and amino acids forming new muscle fibers. Among them, leucine stands out. The NIH calls leucine the spark plug of muscle repair because it triggers the process that tells your body to start building. Foods rich in leucine, like eggs, dairy, salmon, and lean beef, are essential to maintain or grow muscle after 60. Finally, catalysts are the vitamins and minerals that ensure every repair reaction happens. Magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, and vitamin D all act like construction workers on a job site. Without them, even the best protein sits unused. That's why a diet rich in vegetables, seeds, and high-quality animal foods is so powerful. Imagine your muscles as a house under renovation. Protein provides the bricks. Healthy fats keep the lights on. Vitamins and minerals are the workers who place each brick in the right spot. If one piece is missing, the house can't be adequately built. So the next time you think about food for strong legs, remember, it's not about chasing one magic nutrient. It's about giving your body the complete package to repair, restore, and keep you steady on your feet. Have you ever wondered why it's usually the legs, not the arms, that weaken first with age? The answer lies in both biology and lifestyle. Leg muscles are packed with fast twitch fibers for strength, power, and quick movements like standing up, climbing stairs, or catching yourself when you trip. These fibers are beneficial when we're young, but also atrophy much faster when we don't use them. By the time most people reach their 60s, years of sitting, driving, and less physical activity mean these fibers have quietly shrunk away. Research shows that in 30 days of complete bed rest, the quadriceps, the large thigh muscles, can lose nearly 50% of their strength. That's the same amount of muscle some lose over 3 decades of a sedentary lifestyle. No wonder many older adults suddenly find stairs exhausting or feel unsteady on uneven ground. Another reason legs decline faster is circulation. Legs are far from the heart, and good blood flow is critical for delivering oxygen and nutrients to keep muscles alive. Poor circulation, often made worse by sitting long hours, speeds up the breakdown. The danger is that weak legs don't just make you slower, they threaten your independence. A stumble that might have been nothing at 30 can become life-changing at 70, often leading to hip fractures or months of rehabilitation. The takeaway? Protecting your leg strength is not optional. It's survival. By challenging your leg muscles with movement and fueling them with the right foods, you keep those fast twitch fibers alive and ready to support you every step. When most people think about protein, they picture young athletes or bodybuilders. But the truth is, protein becomes even more important after 60. Why? Because your body's ability to build and repair muscle declines with age. To keep up, you need higher quality sources eaten more consistently. And the first 3 foods on our list, eggs, salmon, and grass-fed beef, are the power proteins. Let's start with eggs. Not just the whites, but the whole egg. The yolk is where much of the magic lies. Eggs are one of the richest sources of leucine, the amino acid that acts like a light switch, telling your body, it's time to build muscle. The NIH has shown that older adults respond exceptionally well to leucine-rich foods, helping prevent muscle wasting. Eggs are also loaded with choline, which your body uses to make acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that allows your brain to talk to your muscles. Those signals slow down without enough choline, and your legs feel weaker. And don't forget vitamin B12, which protects the insulation on your nerves, ensuring messages travel quickly and smoothly. A simple breakfast of 2 eggs isn't just food. It's fuel for strength and balance. Next is salmon and other cold-water fatty fish like sardines and mackerel. These are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, and DHA. Think of omega-3s as oil for your muscles and nerves. They reduce chronic inflammation, keep cell membranes flexible, and even support brain health. Harvard research shows omega-3s can improve muscle protein synthesis, which means your body uses the protein you eat more effectively. Wild salmon also has selenium and astaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that protect your muscles and nerves from damage, like rust protection for your body. And here's a tip. If you can't always find wild salmon, even farmed salmon is better than fried chicken or processed meats. Finally, let's talk about grass-fed beef. Beyond its high-quality protein, beef provides creatine, a compound famous among athletes, but just as useful for older adults. Creatine helps your body recycle energy quickly, so your muscles can keep working without tiring as fast. Think of it as having a backup battery ready whenever you stand up or climb stairs. Beef is also rich in iron, which delivers oxygen to muscles, and zinc, which plays a key role in muscle repair. And yes, grass-fed makes a difference. Compared to grain-fed, it contains more omega-3s, more antioxidants like vitamin E, and a unique fat called conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, that supports metabolic health. But even if grass-fed isn't always available or affordable, regular lean beef is still far better than skipping protein altogether. Here's the key takeaway. It's not about eating huge steaks or dozens of eggs. It's about consistency and balance. Research suggests aiming for 25-30 grams of protein per meal. That could be 2 eggs with Greek yogurt at breakfast, salmon with vegetables at lunch, and a small portion of beef or beans at dinner. These 3 foods, eggs, salmon, and beef, are the foundation. They don't just feed your muscles, they keep your nerves sharp, your balance steady, and your energy flowing. In short, they recharge the system that allows you to stay strong and independent. Muscles don't work in isolation. You can eat all the protein you want, but if your gut isn't absorbing nutrients properly or your joints ache with every step, your legs will still feel weak. That's why the following 3 foods, yogurt, bone broth, and leafy vegetables, are what I call the gut and joint protectors. They keep the entire support system around your muscles healthy so that strength can translate into mobility. Let's start with yogurt, but not the sugar-filled, fat-free versions lining supermarket shelves. I'm talking about plain, full-fat yogurt, especially Greek style. What makes it special is its probiotics, the friendly bacteria that live in your gut. Harvard Health has shown that a balanced gut microbiome helps reduce inflammation and improve nutrient absorption. That means more protein, calcium, and vitamins from your meals reach your muscles and bones. Yogurt is also a great source of calcium, essential for muscle contraction and bone strength. Without enough calcium, your legs don't contract properly, leading to cramps and weakness. A cup of Greek yogurt with berries is more than a snack. It's a daily tune-up for your gut and muscles. Next is bone broth. This traditional food has made a comeback for good reason. Bone broth comprises collagen, strengthening joints, ligaments, and connective tissues. If your knees or hips hurt, your muscles automatically shut down to protect you, making it harder to stay active. Collagen helps cushion those joints, reducing discomfort and keeping you moving. Bone broth also contains glycine and glutamine, 2 amino acids that heal the gut lining and calm inflammation. Doctors now recognize the gut-brain muscle axis. If your gut is leaky or inflamed, those same inflammatory chemicals often travel to your brain and nervous system. That means poorer signaling to your muscles. A warm cup of bone broth isn't just comforting. Joint support and gut healing in a single sip. Finally, we have leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These greens contain magnesium, potassium, folate, vitamin K, and nitrates. Together, they act like nature's toolkit for your muscles and circulation. Magnesium and potassium keep the electrical signals between nerves and muscles firing smoothly, while vitamin K strengthens bones by improving calcium usage. Nitrates in greens like spinach and arugula convert into nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and boosts circulation. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients delivered to your leg muscles when you need them most. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who regularly eat leafy greens have stronger leg muscles and walk faster as they age. Think of these 3 foods as the invisible helpers. They don't bulk up your muscles like protein but create conditions for muscle growth, joint strength, and nerve signaling. Yogurt fortifies the gut. Bone broth supports joints, and leafy greens improve circulation. Together, they reduce inflammation, enhance nutrient absorption, and keep you mobile. So if your goal is not just strength, but pain-free, steady movement, make room for these protectors on your plate. Strong muscles mean little if your joints and gut can't support them, but all three systems work harmoniously with these foods. When people think about muscle strength, they often focus only on size, bigger muscles, stronger body. But strength without balance is dangerous. Falls rarely happen because you couldn't lift something. They happen because your body couldn't react fast enough, or your muscles didn't coordinate properly. That's where the following two foods, nuts, seeds, and legumes, shine. They don't just feed your muscles, they fine-tune the communication between your nerves and muscles, keeping your balance steady and your steps confident. Let's begin with nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and chia are small but mighty. They're rich in magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E, three nutrients that work like the spark plugs of your nervous system. Magnesium, in particular, is crucial. Johns Hopkins researchers have found that magnesium deficiency contributes to poor coordination and a higher risk of falls in older adults. It regulates muscle contraction and relaxation, helping to prevent cramps. Zinc supports tissue repair, while vitamin E is an antioxidant, protecting nerves from damage. Some seeds, like flax and chia, also contain plant-based omega-3s. While not as potent as fish oils, they help reduce inflammation and improve nerve signaling. A small handful of nuts each day can literally steady your steps. Now, look at legumes, lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. For years, these foods were overlooked in muscle discussions because they're moderate in carbohydrates. But if your metabolism tolerates them, legumes are nutritional gold. They provide plant-based protein, iron, potassium, B vitamins, and fiber. The fiber is especially valuable. It acts as food for gut bacteria, supporting a healthier microbiome. And remember, a healthier gut often means reduced inflammation and better nutrient absorption. Legumes also contain arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide, improving blood flow to the muscles and brain. That translates into quicker reaction times and steadier balance. What's remarkable about nuts, seeds, and legumes is how they complement each other. Nuts and seeds sharpen the electrical wiring between brain and muscle, while legumes improve the fuel delivery system through better blood flow and oxygen supply. They create a feedback loop where muscles contract strongly and harmoniously with your nervous system. Think of balance like an orchestra. Your muscles are the instruments, but without a conductor, your nerves. The music turns into noise. These foods help keep the conductor sharp and the instruments in tune. So if you've ever worried about tripping on a curb, losing your footing in the bathroom, or waking up with painful leg cramps, these foods are your allies. A simple mix of a bean salad for lunch and a small handful of nuts as a snack can improve coordination and reduce fall risk. Strong legs are only half the battle. The other half is control. And that's exactly what these foods help restore. Strength doesn't just live in your muscles. It begins in your brain. Every step you take, every time you rise from a chair, starts with a signal from your brain through your nerves to your muscles. Your muscles can't respond fast enough if those signals slow down or weaken. That's why the last two foods on our list, berries and avocados, are so powerful. They don't just feed your muscles, they sharpen the brain-muscle connection that keeps you steady and safe. Let's begin with blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. These colorful fruits are loaded with anthocyanins, the pigments that give them rich colors. Anthocyanins aren't just antioxidants, they actively support brain health. Research published in Nutrients shows that berries boost BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as miracle grow for your brain. It helps grow new nerve cells and strengthen the synapses, the tiny connections that allow brain signals to reach your muscles. The result? Faster reaction times, better coordination, and sharper balance. Berries also reduce neuroinflammation, the quiet swelling inside the brain and nervous system that slows signaling. By lowering this inflammation, berries clear communication lines, so your muscles know exactly what to do when you need them most. On top of that, their high fiber content supports your gut microbiome, which in turn lowers systemic inflammation. A cup of mixed berries in the morning isn't just a sweet treat, it's insurance for your nerves. Now let's turn to avocados, one of nature's most complete brain muscle foods. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats in olive oil. These fats comprise the flexible membranes of your brain and nerve cells, ensuring signals travel quickly and efficiently. Avocados are also rich in vitamin B6, which your body uses to make neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry instructions from the brain to the muscles. Without enough B6, signals get fuzzy and coordination falters. Add vitamin E and potassium, and you have a food that reduces inflammation, supports circulation, and strengthens nerve communication. Potassium, in particular, helps regulate the electrical impulses that control muscle contraction. That's why people with potassium-rich diets often report fewer cramps and steadier energy. When you combine berries and avocados, you get a 1-2 punch for balance. Berries build and protect the wiring, while avocados keep the signal strong and steady. It's like upgrading both the cables and the power source of your body's nervous system. The practical tip? Add half an avocado to your salad, spread it on whole grain toast, and toss a handful of berries into your yogurt or oatmeal. These simple daily habits feed your muscles and the brain pathways that control them. Because at the end of the day, strong muscles without sharp signals are useless. To stay mobile, independent, and confident, you need both. And berries and avocados give you precisely that. Muscle loss may be familiar with age, but it is not inevitable. Science is precise. With the right foods and habits, you can protect your legs, sharpen your balance, and stay independent for decades. We've seen how protein-rich foods like eggs, salmon, and beef provide the raw materials your muscles crave. We've uncovered how yogurt, bone broth, and leafy greens heal your gut, protect your joints, and keep inflammation down. We've explored how nuts, seeds, and legumes supply the minerals and fibers that fine-tune balance and coordination. And finally, we've learned how berries and avocados strengthen the wiring between your brain and muscles, helping you stay quick, steady, and safe. Together, these 10 foods don't just fight weakness, they support strength, circulation, joint health, and nerve signaling. They address the complete picture of mobility, not just a single piece. So here's my encouragement. Don't wait until a fall or a fracture reminds you how important your legs are. Start today. Add one of these foods to your next meal. Swap a processed snack for a handful of nuts, or brighten your breakfast with a bowl of berries. Small daily choices build into powerful long-term results. If you find value in this video, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for simpler, science-backed tips on staying strong after 60. Because independence isn't luck, it's built. One wise choice at a time.